Senator Shaheen, thank you very much for convening this hearing. Ambassador Tai, welcome and congratulations on your unanimous confirmation. I always wondered if I was nominated for something, whether I could get my colleagues in total to vote for me, and I doubt that's the case, so congratulations. It's a significant accomplishment in this environment. And I certainly appreciate you being here. Thank you for the moment that we had to visit in the hallway. You stepping into your role at USTR at a time in which trade policy and trade enforcement has arguably never been more important and perhaps more challenging. The Trump administration pursued and effectuated an aggressive and sometimes untraditional trade strategy, and it now falls to you and others in the Biden administration to carry our trade policies forward. Due to their importance to my home state of Kansas, I'm very interested in USMCA and the Phase 1 China trade deal. I always remind myself and my constituents that Kansas is dependent upon our exports, and our economic future rests with feeding and supplying the rest of the world. Trade and exports is how many Kansans make a living, and Mexico, Canada, China, and many other countries are very important to us, but those three are consistently at the top of our list. That's why I believe it's so important for us to ensure that these trading partners live up to their commitments codified in USMCA and in the Phase 1 deal. This is the first USTR-specific hearing this subcommittee has held since these trade agreements were entered into, and I'm eager to receive an update from you about current compliance with those agreements. Ambassador, you're also inheriting the responsibility, as Senator Shaheen said, of managing a full suite of 301 Section 301 investigations, including ongoing investigations into digital services, taxes, and overseeing active tariffs targeting billions of product. That is a significant challenge, but a very important one for the outcome to our Kansas manufacturers and American manufacturers. In today's environment, a most common conversation I have with Kansans is about the expense of buying a home and the expense of building a home and the lack of supply chain in regard to lumber and steel. While those trade agreements are important and tariffs, 301, Section 301 is a huge issue for you, I remain concerned about the harm that tariffs have caused to U.S. families, to businesses, farmers, manufacturers, and workers. This concern is what caused this committee on a bipartisan basis to require, we did this during the fiscal year 2019 appropriations bill, that USTR execute an exclusion process for all rounds of Section 301 China tariffs. I don't think that was a necessary expected outcome when the tariffs were put in place, but this committee, in doing its work, insisted on an exclusion process. And we've lived with that exclusion process, its ups and downs ever since. We continue to carry that requirement in all subsequent CGS appropriation bills, and I will continue to ensure that this direction is carried out as long as the China tariffs remain in place. I also believe that USTR ought to begin a process to consider renewing expired exclusions and restart the process for companies to apply for those exclusions. Ambassador Tai, you've already heard from me on this matter via a letter, and I look forward to working with you to ensure that businesses have continued opportunities to petition their government for relief from tariffs. In addition to the many legacy responsibilities that I've highlighted, I'm mindful that the Biden administration has also developed in its early stages of, and is in its early stages of pursuing its own trade strategies. As we consider USTR's funding needs for fiscal 2022 during this hearing today, I'm looking forward to learning more about President Biden's trade strategies and priorities, and also a better understanding of what level of resources USTR requires to perform its growing responsibilities. To this end, Ambassador, I was surprised that the administration's, quote, skinny budget released on April the 9th contained no information about fiscal year 2022 request for USTR. I hope this admission is nothing more than a result of this year's budget development process and not a reflection upon any suggestion that trade policy is going to take a backseat to other domestic administration priorities. USTR's mission and its pursuit of free and fair trade opportunities for U.S. businesses is a domestic priority, and I hope that the Biden administration continues to view it as such. Ambassador, I thank you for joining us this morning. I look forward to hearing your testimony today, and even more important, I look forward to working with you in a very solid and hopefully valuable way for both of us for years to come. Thank you very much.